So, let me ask you a question. What do you do when you have built some of the world's most iconic vehicles? Well, you build another one, of course. But Richard and the boys didn't want to make just another badass truck. So, how do you spice things up, you ask? You let the fans decide. Not only that, they would choose every aspect of it as well. Style, engine, power, interior, hell, you get the gist. With the help of the interwebs, as Richard likes to call it, we put out a poll between 3 trucks. And the 1979 F100 Ranger won by a mile. And that is where our story begins. So, sit back, crack open an ice-cold garage beer, if you are of legal drinking age, of course, and witness the birth of an American icon, the MF79. But that's just a nickname. His legal name is the motherfucking 79. Get you some of that.
What's up, everybody? First build of 2024, and you, the fans out there, decided what you wanted, and you came down on the 1978 Ford Ranger Lariat, or Lariat Ranger, I'm not sure which is supposed to be said first. Short bed, all original truck except for the wheels and tires. This truck is really kick-ass, actually, just the way it sits. Killer body, killer patina, killer look, and as always, we're gonna fuck it up. So, 58% of you said Pro Touring, that's fine with me. 70% of you said Coyote. I'm thinking Gen 3 Coyote. As far as if we're gonna add any power, sure, it's got a supercharger on the Gen 3, so we'll go with that. 77% of you guys and gals out there voted for that. As far as the chassis, you know, we've done low and high and air ride and everything. This one, everybody said, let's go static coilovers and make it just a tough, badass looking truck, no matter what. As far as wheels go, obviously some billet wheels, maybe a little bit of a lip, a little attitude. We're gonna reach out to JTX on that and see what they can do for us. As far as the interior goes, what can you do? Bucket seats, bench seat, single seat? We're gonna go with Resto Mod, because 61% of you said that, and that's a pretty good descriptive adjective. As far as the paint, it was too close to call. So, sadly enough for Mike Coy, he's gonna have to work on a car this time instead of just paint it, because we're gonna leave it in its patinaed state. But I want everything else to be shiny, new. I wanna polish all of this. There's a few small components that I may want to change up. We're going to chrome it, polish it, everything just super, super nice, and what have you. Down low, but not too low. A little bit of attitude, good sound, good brakes. Wheel it up, tire it up, throw a Gen 3 in there with, I say, you know, it wasn't even asked on here, but automatic or manual?
I'd say manual. Manual. If we're going to do a Pro Tour,
he said manual.
Of course he did.
Can we borrow your cousin?
I can call him up, see if he's available for me.
Right, yeah, I see we go with a 6-speed manual.
Yeah.
Perfect. Give it a little bit of attitude and have some fun with it.
Well, everything that you're describing is Pro Touring race-ish, other than a cage,
exactly.
But
all new glass, all new rubber, but I don't want to get too far into the rest of the particulars. I think I want to paint the inside of the cab, and I want to paint the inside of the engine compartment, and of course treat underneath. I want it to look like candy inside here, underneath, and inside there, and then the rest of the truck just be super sexy and badass.
You got an idea on color?
On the inside, yeah, maybe a gunmetal, like a sexy gunmetal color, maybe factory color, but it's too bright for me. I think it needs to maybe gunmetal. We'll just
some kind of offset.
Okay, all right.
Or maybe something crazy, like
green?
Don't say God.
Oh no! No! How'd you know what I was thinking? Do they make gunmetal green?
It's not hard. We can make it.
I don't know, man. That green's the color of money. So, anyways, what's the plan for you guys? Because I want to have this thing done quickly.
How quick?
2 weeks.
Oh, that's a full teardown.
2 weeks.
Okay, for 4 weeks.
Okay.
4 weeks is better, yeah.
Yeah, that's doable.
How about 35 days? Because there's no paint.
Well,
that's always the holdup.
There's a little bit. It's never the holdup.
It's always the holdup.
Okay, it's always the holdup. But it's still a complete teardown and a complete build. We're just not painting. So you're taking 3 days off the build.
Okay.
3?
Yeah, usually.
What are you talking about? That's the days you sit around and let paint dry.
3 days.
So I think that with what we're doing, Gen 3 Coyote 6-speed, you know, who do we got for a rear end?
Man, honestly, these have a 9-inch in them. I think it'd be kind of cool to go in and actually build that 9 and brace it ourselves. Everybody always talks about we buy everything around. I think it'd be fun to actually build this chassis out.
You're setting yourself up for failure, Josh, because then you're going to go buy axles and you're probably going to buy some center gears, right? So then you just bought it anyways.
Well, I mean, I guess we can get Ricky over there on on the lathe and grind out gears.
I mean, who the hell do you think you are? That dude down in Austin that mines his own ore and makes the steel?
We have to buy certain things, but I still think that the building process of it, I mean, everybody would like, right?
There's a certain amount of people out there that are going to bitch no matter what, so fuck them. Here's the curveball. We got a decent truck right here, and we've got that 78 4x4 that we drug out of a field.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to get that up and running.
Yeah.
So can we take everything that we take out of here, radiator, motor, trans, rear end, whatever we don't use, and stick it in there?
I mean, yeah, this is a running and driving truck. It might need like a refreshing on the motor, but
We
yeah.
can send that off to City Motors, get the motor refreshed real fast, and then just buy all the basic stuff for that truck, you know, just a rebuild kits for the front, rear ends, and new springs and shocks and coils and whatever, and break it up and everything and get it, because I don't want to change that truck hardly at all.
Yeah,
No,
I like
it's
that
sweet.
truck. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also the color of my garage beer line, so maybe we make that the garage beer truck. What?
So, wait, no, we're not and out of this. Is that thrown into our 35 days though?
Sort of, but both trucks being done would be nice, but okay, if you need my help, I'll come back here.
35 days it is.
No problem. Get to work then.
We got it.
Kenny and I are doing a compression check on the old F100 just to kind of check the health of this motor before we try to put it in the garage truck. And what do we find?
It's coming up a little bit bad. We have a dead hole in cylinder 1.
Yeah, so surprisingly, all the other cylinders are really good. I mean, they're pumping like 150 PSI compression. So surprising that number one, is a dead hole, which means it has no compression. So we're gonna pull the valve cover off and make sure there's nothing going on with the rocker arms or the valve adjustment. You know, if we got a valve hung open, obviously we're gonna lose compression. So we're just gonna check that, and if tolerances are good on the valve clearance, then we got a hole in the piston, cracked ring or something. But we've got enough information to know that if the rocker arm doesn't fix this or the valve adjustment, then it's gonna be off to the machine shop.
I believe I can fly. Woo! I believe I can. Look at there. You don't always get that lucky. I would rather be lucky than good. Well, that's good. Because I ain't very good. Holy! Oh my God, that is horrible. I tried to tell him. I ain't even gonna take it off all the way. Look, that's enough right there. That's nasty. He said it needs a refresh. Jeez.
It's got a new rocker arm in there. Third one.
Man. I told y'all I had sludge.
You didn't say nothing about rust though.
That's a little bit more than sludge, Ricky.
Oh, there's no doubt. The motor's got to come out a bit freshened up. We can't transport it to another truck.
Damn, I thought you were fucking some new kid.
Y'all gonna tell me some bad news?
A little bit.
See, that's why you don't look in there. I told you not to open it. I told you just to put it in the other. Now we have to do something about it.
Well-
if you hadn't opened it, we wouldn't have known. I bet the compression test was fine.
No, absolutely not.
It was a dead cylinder. Yep.
Well, who the hell told you to do that?
It was a running motor. We should have just pulled it and put it in the other truck.
Now you're gonna make me look bad because I said this truck was ready to drive to California, but not to go to California.
You probably still can.
7 other cylinders. I mean,
It actually drove good. That's what doesn't make sense. It
What's wrong
ran
with you
good.
people? Okay, well, back to plan B.
we had a plan B.
Dude, I'm already on plan Z.
Okay.
Getting out of here. There you go. If you are an employer like myself and you have guys, the best way to get them to work faster is tell them you're going to come back there. So now I left them alone. They're going to get after it. Why do we put deadlines on it? Well, one, they're not fake deadlines because I really do want to get it done that fast. But two, we've got other stuff to do. It's early in the year. We've got a lot of things happening. So if we can get that done, get my other truck up and running at the same time with the parts left over, then boom, I'm getting a 2-for-1. And those guys have something to do. So there you go.
All right, here we go. We got the go ahead, right?
Yep, finally, green light.
Okay. Yeah, green light. We're gonna start tearing apart the F100.
Ricky Kenny got in there and tore a valve cover off and realized that this thing is nasty and sludgy and rusty all in there. So what we're gonna do is pop this thing out, send the motor, get it refreshed, and have it ready for the yellow truck. But in the meantime, we need to bust this front end off and try to not take as much apart as possible. I know Mike wants us to tear a bunch of shit apart, but I say let's leave as much intact as we can because these clips get super finicky over time.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean, I want to leave as much together as possible. I'm gonna start drilling all our locations. So do you have any input on that you want?
No, I mean, every time I do it, I just use an 1/8" bit because then it's good to hold when it goes back. So.
All right.
But
Kenny's even got an 1/8" bit and a drill over
I got it
there.
ready. I'm ready to
I
go.
got one over here. It's about to begin.
So the point of drilling all the holes right now into all the hinges and everything is just to make the rebuild go a lot faster and go back to where it's supposed to be. These 1/8", you know, God damn. These 1/8" drill bits leave a good holder where we can stick like a pick or something in there. And as we're going back on, say with the hood like they're doing right now, we can throw that in there, tighten the bolts down, pull them out, and we know that it's exactly back to where it was when we tore it apart, which everything lines up great on this truck, and we want it to go back to that spot, so.
All right, guys, as you can see, we got our front clip off as far as the fenders, grill, core support. Now we're underneath it. We got the exhaust out, drive shaft out. We lowered the transmission. We're trying to get the transmission loose. Once we get the transmission loose, we'll drop it down. Then we'll come back down with the truck and pull the motor.
So we are calling it quits for the day, about quitting time. We got engine, tranny, radiator, heater core box, brake booster, exhaust. Majority of everything that goes in the engine bay is gone. Now that what's left is to get the cab off, get all electrical out and the bed, and then figure out what we're gonna do with the frame on cleaning it up before we do the rest.
All right, so day 2's underway. Doing a little cleanup before we really dive back into the F100. Basically, the goal of the day is to get all the way down to the frame where we can get the entire frame cleaned up.
Iconic Ford commercial where this truck's driving over all the rocks and it's like,
a good articulation suspension.
yeah. And heavy duty, built Ford tough bed bolts. I can't even barely cut through.
So we got this truck down to the bare chassis. We got the cab, everything off without damaging, you know, hardly anything. But we're rolling on the build. So what we're gonna do is get this chassis on a dolly or something, get it outside, get the majority of the heavy grease sprayed off of here, because we're having a cool thing come tomorrow. We're going to get this whole chassis laser down to the bare metal. It's supposed to work really good, might save us some hours and some time. And then while we're doing that, we're gonna go through all the parts, see what we wanna keep, what we don't, and get this Ride Tech kit lined out.
Been what time is it? We had like 4 hours yesterday.
4 o'clock right now.
4 o'clock today. That's it's 9 to 4 with an hour lunch.
We didn't have an hour lunch.
Well, you know,
It's about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We didn't have a full hour.
yeah. So we're done pretty good. This truck is apart. It hasn't even
Frame's
been
clean.
hasn't even been a full day. It's been like a full day.
Half day.
Well, half day yesterday.
Quarter.
Yeah.
Quarter day. Today.
And here we are. Now we get to enjoy the fruits of our labor.
And the fan's going right now too.
Yeah.
Nap time. I just took a shower.
All right, guys, so we're super excited about this process. We are taking the original chassis back down to bare metal, and we're using laser rust removal for it. So we got the guys from Rust Busters here to come and blast it down. Stuff really worked out on like our paint and our rust and everything, but when it comes to the frame coating, it didn't quite get through to it, so Mike had to take it home, and him and Kenny are over there really heavy duty sandblasting. Mike's got like a big commercial rig. So while they're doing that, me and Ricky are gonna hop on the cab, get all the glass pulled out, get all the trim yanked on the interior, and just get this thing ready to be painted interior. Yeah, that's it. So we are going with a more modern AC and heat system, so we don't need this giant heater box hanging out the firewall. So to clean it up a little bit, we're just gonna make a clean delete panel. Got with Richard, and he don't want it welded in or anything like that. We're just gonna make a nice factory looking bolt-in style heat or delete panel. So it should be pretty cool looking.
How'd it go? It was an ass whooping. It was extremely hard. Like, me and Kenny just killed ourselves trying to get it done. We worked hard, but we got it.
us into our ride tech kit. There is a lot going on here. We're gonna build our own chassis with some ride tech stuff, do some, you know, bracing and X-bracing and hoops and everything for ourselves. So we got the chassis welded to our chassis table. Everything's squared up. All our measurements are the same on all 4 corners. So now it's time to start cutting in the C-notch and welding in the new one, you know. Sometimes you see C-notches that are bolted in and they're droopy or anything like that. This is what we're trying to avoid by really jigging it up on the frame table. So time to start cutting. All right, so C-notches are in. We got the well, I say in. C-notches are cut and they're slid on. We're going to pull them back off, sandblast them, actually weld them in. We want this all welded. And then tomorrow we're gonna come in and we're going to finish putting in the 4-link and the front cross member, the new Ride Tech kit. C-notches in, they look great, everything went good. We had a little hiccup with one of our welder leads, but they're done, everything's cool. But now it's time to put our 4-link mounts in. So this is the exciting part. This is the real suspension of the truck, you know. So gonna kind of mock this up, get it looking good, and then weld this bad boy in place too. So we got all the mounts put on the rear end, everything's cleaned up, so now it's time to put our 4-link bars in. Test travel, make sure it lands dead center of these mounts, make sure everything looks good. Pull it back down again, throw tacks where we need to, and get it ready for paint. And then it looks like Kenny's almost done cleaning the front up, so we might actually get all the suspension in this chassis in one day, so that'd be pretty badass. Whole entire suspension is welded up. We're ready to go. It's Friday night. I can't even think straight. We're ready to enjoy the weekend.
Oh yeah. Woo! It's supposed to be good weather, I hope. It's Texas, it changes from every hour.
It's raining outside.
It's not
Party
raining
time.
no more.
So as we're finishing up the last little bit of the chassis, it's time to set the engine and transmission in. We really need to get a good mock-up. And just like y'all voted for, we have a Gen 3 Coyote that's supercharged. 785 horsepower, 600 foot-pounds of torque at 13 pounds of boost. Dude, this 79 F100 is gonna be a tire shredding monster, and I cannot wait to get it going. So let's get this thrown in the chassis. Nicely done. All right, so we got engine transmission mounted, tranny cross members built, done. Kenny got all his boxing done on the rear C-notch. I mean, the chassis is ready to go under the truck. So I think Ricky's got it up in the air and waiting on me and you to push it back.
Yeah,
You got those wheels unlocked, Ricky? So I called Caleb over at Willwood and explained to him what we really wanted to do with this truck. This was going to be a runner and a beater to where we can actually just get down on this truck, take it to a track, haul ass. And dude, he hooked us up with the 14-inch aero package, 6 piston freaking calipers. This truck is going to be a monster from top to bottom. Don't let the paint fool you.
All right, so it is day 5, actually day 4.5, because there's still some hours left in this day. And the guys seem to have gotten a long way. All the Ride Tech suspension's in, brakes are on, motor's in, tranny's in. What are we looking at, guys? Look at this.
We this side's a little bit open, but we have the fender over there. We was getting some measurements for JTX on wheels. So I'm glad you're out here.
So I know I said order a Gen 3, but what did I end up ordering? What did y'all get?
That's a Gen 3 Coyote. It just has some accessories.
Like what?
I mean, it's got a supercharger. It's just a little bit of a supercharger.
I saw a little bit of extra stuff up there. And
So-
what are we looking at horsepower-wise?
785.
785?
785. Yeah.
It seems like such an arbitrary number. Can we get like 850 maybe? Can we do something?
I bet we could get there with a good tune. That's just out of the box with the supercharger on a Gen 3. And that's not headers, that's not tune or anything.
It's not playing with the pulleys either. Okay. Well, then we'll start there. And 6-speed manual?
Yep. T56 Magnum.
You know,
So-
this is getting to be so much easier with y'all compared to like the old days where I had to be back here and approve this and approve that. It's just in and done. Y'all are 4.5 days in.
We've been moving. Honestly, we've been booking it.
So the whole frame is ready to rock and roll.
Correct.
Ride Tech is all in and done and right. And did we order axles and center pumpkin and all that?
Yep, and we went with Curry. So
Okay.
they're sending us the 3rd member and their brand new cut to fit axles because they want us to show that they have them available to where if you have an odd size rear end, you have 3 to 4 inches to play with on each axle to cut off. So it's kind of cool. It's a really neat design.
It's pretty much all you got to play with. But anyways, all right, let's talk about wheels because I know JTX asked if we were going to use their wheels. And I hate, you know, the way these Ford trucks started getting done. You know, people were putting those Crown Vics under there. And I hated that because you always had just this flat, ugly wheel that looked like a hubcap.
Yes.
I need some depth up here.
Well, the way that we were just measuring it, I think we can get about a 5 to 6 inch lip on the front wheel and still be inside of fender wells.
Can we get a little more than that on the rear?
Yeah, so we're looking at, we'd probably do a full 10-inch wheel, maybe even like an 11. So
Okay.
that's a lot of meat on the front, especially a truck.
All
But
right.
This is one that they sent over. We didn't know how you would like it.
I like the wheel. This is something they already do, or is this custom for us?
No, this is something they already do. Chris said that they've been so slam packed that it'd be easier to just do it off the shelf, but it is one of their new off the shelves.
No, I'm fine with that, man. Chris kills it over at JTX, and I'm glad that he wanted to do this one. So I like the wheel, but it can't be that polished. We got to darken it up some and go with some of these colors. Like we're picking that kind of a gunmetal-ish gray for the inside. So what do you think about on the wheel? I mean, we could do the back barrel, we could do the barrel, we could do parts of the inside.
Pull it off again if you want.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't remember who was saying it, but somebody was even saying.
Was it a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably me.
Probably you. But, so the back barrel, like you're talking about, and then the inlays in the darker color to where the faces and the front lip are polished.
I like that.
Okay. I think that would be a
Would the
sweet look.
center be inlay? The whole center and then going down these arms?
Inlay or polished? No, the center would be polished onto the outer lips.
But it looks like it pours into the inner lip.
Maybe. Kenny, look at it. I don't know whose eyes are better.
Kenny don't know nothing about inner lips. Oh.
Just the outer one.
Well, I'll get on the phone with Chris and see what he can do and what he offers and throw your idea at him and see what he says.
All right. I think that we try to go with the same color that I still haven't seen from Mike on the interior. Kind of hit that color, because I'm thinking it's going to be real similar to the legs on that jack.
Okay.
Just like I want something that's not quite this, but sort of in the edges of the patina, but then also flat.
Almost Battleship?
No, maybe even like on lev rack right there.
Okay. Well, that'd be easy to go off of.
Maybe.
What about the inside of the doors for the
It's a little too chromy.
Okay.
It's a little too shiny, but by the time we get flat, I don't know. I thought Mike was going to do some spray outs.
Have you seen Mike around?
No. Well, neither have we, so.
Great.
You gotta go find him. He's next door somewhere in his cave.
Dude, this is rad. The engine compartment underneath this lip, and everything's gonna be super clean, super nice, whatever flat gray we pick for the interior. And I was thinking, we talked about it the other day, I think we do the dash. I was gonna leave the dash black and the dash pad black, door panels black, and black seats, black carpet, and then the gray everywhere else. I think we do the metal part of the dash in gray, and then black dash pad and door panels and seats and stuff. I think that'll set it off, because by leaving it just black, I think it looks like we didn't try.
No, I agree. Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right.
Quick question though. We didn't answer this one. What size wheels are you picturing on this? Because obviously we ain't tucking giant 24s like we did on skid mark on this.
I want the most amount of wheels that we can get and perform the way that this is going to perform. If we're pushing 800 horsepower, I want it to perform, not rub, and do everything it's supposed to do. But I want as much lip front and back as we can get. I'd like a lot more lip in the back, and that's going to be our dictation on what size it is.
Okay. All right, we're gonna.
Why'd you make a weird mark when I said dictation? Your eyes got all squinty and got weird.
The chassis is complete. We've got all our ride tech components in. We did the full front, cross member, A-arms, did the C-notch and 4-link in the rear. We've got everything welded up, boxed in like we need, and pretty much it's your turn. So do you want that? I don't like it.
I'm just gonna be you for now, okay?
Yes.
Okay, good morning everybody. Hi, my name's Josh, and so we got all our frame and stuff. We got our ride tech things all bolted and welded into place.
My voice isn't that high.
And today we're gonna do where we gotta get the frame taken apart, and we're gonna take it to Mike, and then he's gonna do some paint stuff on it. He's gonna bring it back to us.
If you leave anything on the frame, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose it.
What I'm gonna do is when I get the chassis over to my side, I'm gonna sand it and I'm gonna paint it. I don't know what color yet though, because Richard really hasn't said. Like, he likes grays, then he likes black, and he does, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
So I'm doing my best to get all this surface rust off, and then once I get that done, I can get it in the paint booth and start getting some paint on it, which I need to hurry because I got to get it back to them. So while we're waiting on that chassis, Josh and I are gonna go ahead and get started on the Coyote engine. We're gonna put a billet oil pump gear in here. So we're gonna take the whole front timing cover off, valve covers, take the supercharger off, and put this oil pump gear in and make it solid. As you might remember, you can go back and watch the video about skid mark. We put a Chevy LS or LT 6.6 liter LAT in it. And so what I'm trying to say here is that was a
cam in block push rod motor, but this here is a Coyote motor from Ford, and what makes it different is the cam is not inside the block. It has dual overhead cams. So this is kind of a more recent technology, and when they do this one here has variable valve timing, so these cams can actually change their timing with oil pressure since they're overhead, and on top of the valves you got two of them, intake and an exhaust. So one cam's working all the intake valves, one cam's working all the exhaust valves, so it gives it a little bit more tunability instead of just one cam turning both intake and exhaust. And that's kind of what makes the Coyote unique. It is a big engine though, so for swaps it's not as popular because, I mean, you can look at that thing has a girth to it that might not fit in all engine bays.
Calm down with the girth talk.
Finally got some colors for me to choose from.
I got a bunch, whether or not you like them. I guess that's why you're here, though, to look.
Yeah.
If not, point me in another direction, I'll keep doing them.
That's out, that's out, that's out, that's out.
Okay, definitely out on solids.
I think that's too dark. I like that one.
This has a little more blue to it than that one does. See that blue side tone?
I'm wearing glasses and I can't see that.
Really? Just cross your eyes and then look at it.
Right? I think I'm leaning towards this one.
And then do you want to do one or two? Do you want to do, are you wanting this interior? Are you wanting it just firewall and those components?
Whatever color we pick is going to be everything interior, including up here and the dash, because I think that'll look good, and the firewall and whatever components that we had to clean and redo for the front. Balance, all that stuff, and whatever we need to touch up underneath, because I know we went under a ways. And then we'll trim black everything else. Because I want to drive the shit out of this truck.
So all the same color?
Yep.
Okay.
What did everybody else pick?
Nobody else picked anything. I don't let them look at it until you've decided.
Oh, come on now.
You want me to go get them?
Yeah. Josh!
Oh, okay. Come here. All right, if you were to pick one, what would it be?
Remember, we're doing the whole dash.
I like the darker.
It's not really
because
darker.
Everything, it's not darker than that?
No. If you look at different side, if you come over here,
okay.
it's not. So it's metallic. It's going to flop.
Has this got more metallic in it?
That's a little more blue. Same metallic.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. Either that or the dark.
I didn't like the dark.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't dark to begin with.
I was just thinking kind of contrast, but I mean, that'll still look way different because what is it up against? Yeah.
I mean, it's nowhere near factory, but it pulls a lot of the colors. See, that color's right in there.
Yeah.
In a lot of the spots where it's coming off.
And then the firewall, yeah, that'll look real good inside of there. Wow, where are you at with them?
I'm with this one.
Mike? Why are you looking down here? Mike's looking down here.
I'm back away with it. Really gets blue. Why can't we have a silver? That's what bothers me. Well, I mean, if you get it in here.
They usually have a blue or a red side tone. With this color, a blue side tone is way better than a red side tone.
See it from here, that looks weird. But then if you take it to the light like that, it's got a good look.
But there's going to be a dash mat here.
Yeah, black.
You have a black contrast to go against.
Yeah, which. Grab that centerpiece and hold that up to the black. What would be a black mat?
Don't yell at me.
It really turns blue, dude.
It lightens up a lot.
Mm-hmm. I need more silver.
Put that on there.
I need more silver though.
That one looks way more silver.
That one looks way more silver.
It does.
This one gets way too dark. Okay, we'll go with that. Unless you just have a brilliant brain idea on how to get me more silver and less blue. So that's silver.
That one pops. Is it gonna get bluish when you don't have like a gloss on it?
No, that has a red side tone to it.
I want more silver. I hate to do that to you, but
No, it's fine. I want you happy. That's all that matters to me.
We're getting into this area. Silver. Like that. It's closer to factory. Have we tried pulling just a factory and putting some metallic in it?
No. I can if you want me to.
I might be slick.
Yeah, I can cocktail some shit up.
Okay, cocktail it up.
It's time to jump back into the cab and get this thing rolling. We got AC to do, wiring to figure out, and we got some badass new pedals from Wheelwood. So big thing, this truck was an automatic. We're making it a manual now, so it's got to be a lot of different, configuring under the dash and everything. So Caleb over at Wheelwood really helped us out with this setup. But then we got one more thing. Everything's going badass with this truck, so why not go one more time over the top? Carbon fiber drive shaft. Carbon fiber? That's badass. Let's go get in it.
Cut the hole out for the clutch, master. So now we have a clutch and we can use a manual transmission with this truck. Now, since we did move and change the pedal assembly to kind of more one that is not attached to anything, it does have some mounting holes on top of the pedals that you can use to attach the support behind the dash. So normally you have this pedal box. This is the original one. Just have the brake, no clutch. This would attach from the firewall to the support inside the dash, and we can't use that anymore. But what I'm gonna do now is make a support from the firewall or the pedal assembly up to that support to make everything stronger inside and not flimsy. So I got the brake pedal and the clutch pedal in. As you can see, here's the reservoirs for both of them, master. Next is actually figuring out where the fuse box is gonna go, because we actually have two fuse boxes. We got one for the chassis, which is gonna be the lights and all the accessories on the inside. And the second one is actually gonna be the engine fuse box, because it is a standalone from Ford Performance. So that's gonna be the next thing going on. And apart from that, we're also gonna have to figure out what are we gonna do with having AC and heat in this truck, because I mean, we are in Texas. Even though it's a race truck, or maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but we need AC.
So we got the front suspension knocked out. Ricky got the engine all buttoned up, other than just bolting the supercharger on. We need to put a pull plate, but we're ready to pretty much go in with the front, and now it's time to dive into this entire rear suspension setup. I'm not gonna say rear end because that's weird, but once again, we went back with Curry on our Ford 9-inch.
Oh, a Ford 9-inch? Like kind of what we used on Skid Mark, the Ford rear end on the Chevy.
What, do we want to put a Chevy 12 bolt on the back of here?
Absolutely not.
Look, I gave you the one win, take it. We're building a Ford.
It's gonna have all Ford parts on it. Okay, cool.
Back to it. We got Curry's 35 spline cut to fit axles. These things are monsters, and yeah, you can cut them to fit, trim them down, whatever, width you want in your rear end. And then they're built, billet housing, everything you can think of. Curry, third member, 370 gears. This thing should get down pretty good, dude. But after we're getting down, we're gonna need to stop.
And here we have Wheelwood's 14-inch aero brakes that are going in the rear, and it's gonna help stop really fast because it needs to stop.
Getting so awkward.
I mean, it's a true statement. It's gonna stop really well. So
And I got to quit bagging on you so much about the Chevy stuff. I mean, Chevy dominated the 50s and 60s, and they kept going with a massive engine power plant that's gone, you know, several decades now, just kept making it better. So
look, you have a steering rack and you have a rear end. Take the win. Take the win. That's it. All right, guys, so all the suspension is done. It's all tightened up, torqued down. We are ready to throw the engine into the chassis and get this cab on here because Mike has been waiting patiently to paint this thing. I think he's got the silver picked out. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, we don't know what he does on that side of the wall. But everything's good. We got a roller and it's time to get this thing thrown in. All right, so the engine's stabbed in and now it's time to throw on some headers just so when we drop the cab, it's a lot easier just to do it now. And dude, just wait. Our guys over at Ultimate Headers did us a solid again. Look at these freaking headers, Ricky.
they look good.
This thing's bad, bro. Like, we have no room in this chassis. Coyotes are a really, really big block. This is an old chassis, so it's narrow. Engine bay doesn't have a lot of room. So, dude, they really went out of their way. Got these things to us in like 2 or 3 days, something like crazy fast. So, I'm ready to get these in there and see how they look. Let's do it. So we got the cab down on the chassis and we're just wanting to make sure everything clearance is correct.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know, what is he doing?
I'm just watching you do this.
Makes me nervous.
Don't worry about it. Do your thing.
All right, cool. So the forward steering column originally went down at an angle, so what we wanted was to just straighten it up. So we had Kenny cut off the frame, cut off the firewall brace, remake it. What we're gonna do is make sure we got it centered up, make sure the steering shaft still clears everything, doesn't hit anything, and then put this back on, and then go to like a uniball setup, you know, something more clean than that big old triangle. And then it's over to you. And then you're not bothering us. What happened?
Yeah.
So the guys are busy on the truck chassis, but they got the cab over to Mike. And if you remember, we were going to paint the inside like a silver color, and I was having a hard time finding out what silver that was going to be. Is this a silver we decided to go with?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one you picked. Out of the 85 spray outs I did. You said you liked that one the best.
I don't know. It's really silver.
Well, yeah. It's you said you wanted more silver and less blue or red, so I did straight silver and then a little bit of black. I hope you like it because like I already painted a bunch of parts already.
Where?
Well, the one right over there behind you, the core support, the inner fenders, the bunch of brackets and stuff.
It just looks so much compared to what we were looking at when we were looking at it over there.
Well, here, hold on. Maybe I can make it better.
I mean, there's no factory color on this truck anywhere, hardly, except for inside the door jambs. So I guess it wasn't a metallic silver, it was more like a gray. No, it's not. Well, it's definitely not as silver now.
Well, there you go.
Okay, thanks. That's a lot of silver, dude.
It felt like it was a lot of silver too, but you were pretty adamant about it.
How much have you painted so far?
Core support, both inner fenders, and a bunch of brackets. Damn it. Look, man, I get paid by the hour. You want to change it, we can change it.
What do you think?
I thought it was too much silver to begin with. I didn't like it.
I think it's too much silver too.
But you always like what I don't like. I don't know if that's on purpose or we just have different tastes in paint.
The original color is like, I guess it was a gray. Or
yeah, it was no metallic in it.
Well, it's not really gray either. Where's the fucking original color?
It's kind of like a grayish tan.
This is
This floor has not been sanded. This is original color.
It's too silver, dude.
You want it this color?
No.
Oh my God.
I want it just slightly darker than this color.
Slightly
a little
darker.
bit of metallic in it.
Slightly darker than this color.
Yes.
Or that which color? This color.
The factory color, and with a little bit of metallic to it. I'm sorry, man.
Don't be sorry. Hey,
don't myself make the wrong call.
No, don't be sorry. It is what it is.
That's too much. It won't look good, I don't think.
I didn't think it would look good from the get-go, but
Well, why didn't you stand up for it a little harder? You could have argued with it.
10 years, I know just to go, okay, let's do it. Because sometimes most of the time, you're right.
Well, I'm freaking screwed on this one. We got to change that. That's not going to fly.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Good thing you get paid by the hour.
That's right.
Mine is fuck ups. So.
Well, that's your fuck up, so I should get paid double. Once again, and this is a reoccurring thing when it comes time for paint, is Richard 99% of the time knows what he wants, which is nothing like what I would want because we just have different tastes, right? And everybody's that way. And, you know, it's like I said before, there's another project where he couldn't decide on paint, and it's like trying to get your girlfriend to decide where to go eat. Well, once again, it's lunchtime or dinner time, and we're in the same situation where, you know what, at this time we sit down at a restaurant, made the order, and it's not what they want, so we're gonna have to go back and redo some stuff. But you know, and this is really hard to go back and do this stuff because, you know, I'm in my soft guy era right now. You know, I mean, I don't feel like Richard's, I mean, yeah, he's wanting stuff redone, but where's the drizzle? You know what I'm saying? Where's my drizzle? Why don't we do the interior and all that stuff that color? That's your metallic. That's your darker gray. I could do another 100 spray outs, but you know, that's okay.
I like it.
I think the engine bay and the cab being a little bit darker actually would look sick.
I like it.
Okay.
I don't like what you did do.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like what I did either.
You should have stopped and got me and said, Richard, this is going to be stupid.
I should have, but I'm an idiot.
No.
I should have.
You're the smartest painter I know. That's not going very far.
It's like you don't know very many painters.
Not only that, but I do know a lot of painters.
Well, I'm still here. No, I mean,
Okay, let's go with this color.
Okay.
So then we'll have the old Velociraptor.
Yeah.
That's really fast.
Just faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like new versus old.
All right.
Look that up on your computer.
All right, guys, so yesterday we got the cab over to Mike, and he's gonna do his thing, get it painted up and looking good. But while we were waiting, me, Kenny, and Ricky got this entire chassis built out, ready to go. It's pretty much a roller, waiting for the cab. Dude, I gotta tell you, I know that it's patina and I know that it's ugly, but everything underneath this thing is about as bad as you can build. We got a Gen 3 Coyote with a freaking Edelbrock supercharger, Ride Tech suspension. I mean, that shit right there alone is just a monster. Oversized Willwood 6-piston brakes. I think they're 14-inch for a pickup truck. That's nuts. Tremec T56 transmission Magnum. And, dude, let's hit on this one more time. Carbon fiber drive shaft. That's so cool. That's the first one I've ever done. Pretty excited about that. We got a Ford 9-inch rear end. It's the stock one, but we did beef it up and we put all Curry guts in it. So Curry third member, oversized axles, 35 spline, oversized wheelwood brakes on the rear, race fuel tank. I mean, dude, anything you could do to this truck is being done. And then we're doing even more in the interior. But the next step, while we're waiting on Mike, is to get this engine fired up. We just want to hear it. I know it's not the proper way, but dude, we're gonna throw some Castrol in it. Ugh, Castrol oil. We're gonna put it in the engine and get this thing fired up. I know it's open headers, but it's still fucking sick.
So I already been back here like 3 or 4 times and we ain't gotten nowhere, but so this time I went ahead and brought a celebratory beer in case it does start up, or a depression beer in case it doesn't again. Something to drown my sorrows.
I think it's time to celebrate. I think we've got the wiring figured out. We had one ground that was loose. So.
Well, as I've always said, let it rip, tater chip. Woo! I like it. Sounds like a Gen 3 Coyote motor with a little extra stuff in it.
Hey, all we know is that we can throw this cab on now and haul ass from here because we know it busts off.
Cool, we'll be done with the cab, what, in the morning?
He said tonight, so fingers crossed.
Well, that'll be in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
Okay. Well then, y'all can have a running, driving truck by Friday.
If that cab gets over here, it's gonna be pretty damn close to next Friday.
Super cool, man. You guys are crushing it, and just keep going, man. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
So we got the cab on, firewalls painted, and now we're starting to build out the pedal assembly, line the floor with our sound skins. Ricky's running the rest of the e-brake lines, running wiring. This is when the build actually starts kind of visually picking up progress. It's more of the exciting part to me because you actually see the truck come together. So, man, I'd have to say we've probably only got about 5 or 6 days left in this thing and when we're done. So I'm ready to see it bulling tires.
So we got most of our sound skin in, that's going in the cab. Right now I'm making the seat brackets so we can have a seat to be able to actually sit behind the wheel and drive it. But after that, once I get this done, I'm gonna move on to wiring the cab up and actually getting wires to the back and to the front to the location so we can have lights.
Kenny got the seat brackets made and got the pedals in there, so we really need to throw our TMI seats inside the cab and just feel out, you know, where they're gonna land. And dude, these TMI Cruiser Series low backs, dude, are exactly what we're looking for. Richard really wanted a low back seat. He's always picky about, you know, the seat sticking up in there. We wanted a really modern feel in this cab, so we got some high bolstering on the sides. And man, I can tell you right now, these are nice quality seats. Stitching looks good, everything. So let's throw them in there and see how they actually feel. All right, so Kenny's finishing up the wiring inside the cab. He's getting real close, so it's time to start really, you know, focusing on getting the interior in. One thing we want to do is start getting glass in the doors too. I know that a couple of y'all asked what we were going to do around the seals and everything like that. There's no real way to fix any of that without ruining the patina of the truck. And this truck didn't leak. So it sat outside on the POS line this whole time. No leaks, no water in the cab, so it still seals up. It's just a little ugly. We got all brand new seals and glass from AMD. So what we're gonna do is just get it on there, make sure it seals up really, really tight.
Josh,
You're doing pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I think we all know now when it comes to shoving something really small into a big piece of rubber, you're really good at it.
Why are you and Richard always talking about stuff like that?
I'm just saying, this tiny little glass, I mean, you're getting it in the rubber really good and, you know, working your way all around. You're doing a great job. I'm just trying to give you a little support today.
We're gonna try this. Mike says that this works. I ain't never done nothing but rope, but Mike said he's done it with wire before. I don't know why in the freaking world I'm trusting anything out of Mike Coy's mouth.
There's a hardware store just down the road, Joe.
Ricky, we don't have time. We have a deadline. Boom, boom, boom. You add music right there and make it feel like it was back in the TV show shit.
We're out of time.
How's Richard's guys ever gonna make the deadlines?
Today, they hit a breaking point.
No, don't say that.
Oh my God. So we went with the digital gauges in here. It's actually a big digital screen kind of like this, but we divided it up and built it to where it actually goes in the stock bezels. Looks real cool. When it came down to radio, gotta have a radio in the truck, we wanted a screen. I don't think that a nice, you know, like one of the factory looks, it just really wouldn't flow. So been trying to contemplate on how to get this in there and look right, and I think we figured it out. After I've chopped a hole in here, there was no really going back. So what we're figuring out, and this is just rough draft, what we're gonna do is somewhat there, okay? About the same angle as these, a little bit more forward. We'll flush this out, make it look like a nice factory piece, and you'll have your good digital display here with all your gauges. Nice digital display here, you got your maps and everything like that. I know it's a Thrasher truck, but we also kind of want to build this to go, maybe take it, you know, on like the power tour or something like that. So, man, modern amenities are nice. I know we're supposed to be like old school hot rods. I like GPS, so we're putting a screen in this bad boy.
What are you doing over there, Josh? It looks weird.
Don't stare me in the eyes while I'm doing this, Richard.
Tell me where we're at and what's happening.
On the assembly now. All like your main structure and stuff like that is already built, plumbed, ran. Kenny's sorting out the wires just to make them look better. I'm working on, this is your radio bezel. So it kind of mimics the way the gauges go in to our screen. So smoothing all that out, getting ready for Mike to paint. I got some dark black and gray wood coming like you're talking about.
I don't know if it's worth the hassle. It might look good just black.
Just paint it.
Just paint it. I mean, you got to paint it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to work it and paint it, and wherever you messed up the corners here. I mean, they look good. Anyways, I've got another project.
What does that mean?
It means I got to take you out of here for a couple of days. Can the team handle it while we're gone?
What are we talking about here?
Why don't you just throw your hand on your hip like that?
We're supposed to be done on Friday, and now I need Josh, the commander, to go with me on a little side project up in Sturgis, South Dakota.
I mean, the guys got this.
That sounds detrimental to Friday.
You're supposed to just say, hell yeah, we got this shit.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Oh yeah, we got this shit.
Well, I'd rather say, I don't know if we can do it, and then get it done.
You know, it doesn't matter if the glass is half empty or half full. There's still room for more. All right, that's the way you gotta look at it.
That is.
All right.
What if the glass is half out?
Yeah, how do you get the glass half out?
Why are you even taking it apart?
It's green.
It's green.
Wait, why are we going to Sturgis?
Does it really matter? We have to look at something that we're thinking about buying. That's why I need you there, and Margaret, and Daphne, and the millennials with the cameras, and probably a couple of my friends. Don't worry about what we're doing up there.
This is gonna be a shit show.
Kenny has been working on the AC plumbing, and I put some door glass in, the little wing glass and the big glass that goes up and down. What else? Anything else, Kenny?
Today, no, that's about it. I got most of the wiring done, or actually majority of almost all the wiring done underneath the dash. Ran all the wires to the lights on the back. So we don't really need to have the bed off anymore.
We're gonna go ahead and get this bed on just to kind of make it look like we're doing a lot of work, which we really are, but you know, it'll look better to go ahead and get the bed on. We got a half a truck now.
Do we want to throw the wheels on that we have here real quick just to see what it would look like with it on the ground?
I'm down for it because it's definitely going to be cooler to end the day with the truck sitting on rubber looking like a truck than on jack stands.
So we're going to use these wheels that we have laying around. They're not really the right offset or the right size that we're going to be using. We're still waiting on our wheels to get done. Normally we wouldn't run these adapters on anything, but since these wheels are a different offset, the inside actually rubs on the caliper. We're putting this little spacing so we can just not mess up these beautiful welded calipers. I like that.
I'm so happy with our stance. That Ride Tech front and rear clip was the way to go. Coilovers are gonna make it super adjustable and perform incredibly well. Big stabilizer bar too, so if we do get to put it on a track, it's gonna be fun. We got a glass guy coming in today to put the front windshield in. We got Sean with NTX Audio coming out to start putting the audio in the truck. So hopefully we'll still have a pretty good day and get a lot done.
What the fuck are you doing with your hands?
You know what? I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
So we're bringing carpet in. It's one of the main things inside the cab that makes it look a lot more complete. So once we get that in, just a few things left to actually complete the interior, and then it'll all be done.
What we're doing right now is me and Ricky are kind of looking at a way. The ECM on this is quite bulky and the harness is short, so Kenny had to mount it here, so we're trying to figure out a way to cover this up. We're liking the way this is looking, but we have a giant open spot over there. So now the goal is kind of refine this and build another one on that side. Thinking we can just run the intake over there and make an air box with it. I mean, I think it'll look good. It'll give it uniformity? It'll make it uniform.
Yeah, uniformity, right? No.
Oh, Ricky added another syllable.
Thought I could do it, but uniform, yeah, I can't.
So anyways, we can make them look the same on both sides and do some cool something up here. I don't know, I'm sure Richard will come up with something. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this out and hop on an airbox. So So the airbox is a pretty simple design. All we're gonna do is just kind of mimic this on the other side, put a cap on it. But we are gonna take it, go over to the box brake, stand it up, throw it in the engine bay right there where that other compartment is, but we still want it to follow the line of the fender well. So get it boxed up, go over there, trace it, cut it, repeat, whatever, you know, fab stuff. Started trying to lay out the intake and how I covered up the ECM. I kind of want to mock on this side so we do something cool, you know, mimic each other. Well, I ran into a problem. Kenny ran his main power wire right across the fender well, so had to go in, notch and smooth to where it sets around there. But we're good there now. So I need to get my whatever kind of piping I'm going to use, bring it out, turn it, bring it in the side of this box, get a filter that fits. I already made the cap, and send this thing over to Mike for paint.
What's up, guys? It's day 35. You know, when I come back here, it's usually day 1, maybe around day 15, and then when it's due, which is today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're waiting on a radiator fan.
Yeah, radiator fan.
Your card declined, so we couldn't.
Oh, my card never declines. Ever. But anyways, what's the scoop? Where are we at? What do we got left?
Waiting on wheels. JTX. Chris is, you know, going to keep us on the edges always. Sub box, a few things in the interior, and like they said, radiator fan, throw the front end on. I mean, if everything was here, a day's worth of work.
All right, I can live with that. I heard the motor run already and everything like that, so we got to put in exhaust.
Exhaust.
Where are we running that? Are we running it all the way to the back, to the side, to the front, out the hood?
Well, we wanted to run it out of the side of the beds in between the trim, but it's just not enough room. I think we all personally like a side blower, you know, kind of NASCAR look. It kind of fits the truck, but I mean, it really just comes on where do you want it to come out.
I was thinking 70 side pipes, but it doesn't go with this build, so we're not going to use that. What about in the back after the wheel well popping out the sides?
Yeah,
well, you still got double trim, so I don't know. Let's take a look. Yeah, see, it doesn't work there either.
No, there's not enough room.
Too much trim.
Yeah, and we can't go there. I don't like it when you even stop it, you know, just under, because it reverberates through the wheel well and everything, and it's just too daggone loud.
Oh, you don't want to do yours and Shawnee B's baloney cuts again?
Hey, I love baloney cuts, man. Don't jack with me.
I mean, we can come out in the back.
We're running a stock bumper, right?
Correct.
We're not going to the ground with the bumper, so you don't want to come through the bumper real clean. That would not make any sense. Up pipes, like on the Little Red Express? I literally don't know.
I know.
I literally don't know.
That's why we've kind of sat here and waited.
Get with JTX, make sure he's got our wheels coming. I know tires are almost here. I think we've got 2 of them, and we need 2 more. And we had a deadline. We're obviously not going to make it exactly that, so we're going to call it, you know, a couple more days. But that is in a weekend. Well, happens to be that it's Fantasy Truckers weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. It'd be real cool to unveil this there. Maybe put it in the Burnout pit.
We've hidden a few things along in there to make it do some burnouts, and it'll definitely be ready for that. 100%. And
well, that's the deal. If you miss a deadline, you get a little bit of a punishment, because now it has to be ready, because I've committed it to be uncovered at Fantasy Truckers, and it has to be there, or we all look bad. Right. So you're getting your couple or so extra days. I'd get after it if I was y'all. Fantasy Truckers, here we come. Rima! You guys are up awful close to each other. What's going on?
I was playing with his box.
What?
With his air box.
And I guess this is our electric box.
That's our electric box.
Yep. Damn, dude, you didn't cut those out of stickers. Those are painted?
They're painted.
That
gonna be the #1 comment is that those got to be stickers.
Yeah. That's a compliment in my world if they think it's a sticker.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
I wanted to do your face, but
Nobody wants to see my face anymore than I
make you look like Jesus, electric Jesus, and wind blowing Jesus.
I'm feeling more like old man. Time is catching up with me.
Father Time Jesus.
Father Time Jesus. But no, those are really kick-ass, dude. I like those a lot. And they, you know, this is a fun truck. It's supposed to be fun, fast, dangerous. I love it. I love it. All right, kick-ass. So, I've been thinking about the grill, okay, and I think I want to push it in and give it a little bit of depth. That'll make it look pretty cool.
Just your centerpiece.
Just a centerpiece.
Okay.
So, how do the guys mock that up, or just push it back? I want to go as far as we can. If it's back even like an inch, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
That would be really hard either.
What is? You guys got to learn to pick up after yourselves, man.
It's wiring. That's Kenny.
That's Kenny.
It's 100% on the floor. It's Kenny.
Y'all gotta learn.
Look,
here's
right here.
This is Kenny.
There's more wiring. It's Kenny.
It even says his name on it.
Yep.
Heat shrink Kenny.
Here's some right there.
You need it. All right, so Richard had an idea about kind of recessing the grill a little bit and just giving it a pocket, you know, just to change something on the front end. So we've got it set back in there. Kenny made some tabs, spaced it back. So really, we just need to see how Richard, you know, likes it, what's his thoughts on it. So about to get him back here and see what he thinks.
I hear somebody yelling my name while I'm trying to have my morning coffee in my coffee mug that has Gas Monkey on it.
That's a nice mug. Get it now, gasmonkeygarage.com. No, so we got the grill set back. You need a chair? You need a chair.
No, it's just, it's not as far, it doesn't have that deep mouth that I wanted to have.
Well, that's as far as we can go. We're like up against, well, we have probably a good 1/4 inch away from fans and stuff like that. There's no more length we can get.
Well, obviously we're gonna trim this tab clean.
Yeah.
And then if we clean this up, I don't know, where's Mike Coy? Coy!
Hello, Mike.
What's up? I'm thinking that there's 2 ways we could go about this. One, well, this didn't, it went back, but it didn't go back far enough to give me the depth that I wanted.
Okay.
So do we come in and tape this and then paint the inside of this stainless the color that we did in here?
I can. If we paint it, it's going to appear to have more depth than it does.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Make a pocket.
Now, if we're doing that, do we want to tape off the front of this where it is shiny, which is a lot of taping off, and then shoot it in the same gray so that we get this lip, and then all these boxes inside are this 2024 Ford?
If we're going to paint this, then yeah, I think we do need to paint that.
But we're going to leave the chrome strip on the out.
Right, we'll leave this, yeah. So we'll do just like they did where all the pockets are painted. But if you're doing that, I would also do these. I don't have to, but we can come back and do them later. If we can put it together, I can do the grill and that, and then you can look at it.
Let's do the grill and that first. And the reason I say that is I'm trying to emphasize performance. Everything coming through here is kick ass and go fast and all that kind of stuff. And if we go too far, then where do we stop? Then it's like, well, do we do something on the back bezels? Do we do, you know, I think if we stick it straight to the idea of performance and that's the gut punch, I think that's what we do.
You want to go that dark gray?
Yeah, I think we go that color.
You don't want to do silver?
Nope. I think we do that color.
What silver?
The silver we did earlier, and then I can redo it gray.
Oh yeah, then you can redo it?
Yeah.
Well, it's time for cut and tape class for the preschooler here. And what is it? It is 9:10. I have made a major decision. I'm done for the day.
You're good. You're good. Go enjoy your air-conditioned office.
Coy's got the grill off doing his thing. Obviously, we built an intake right here, and for a supercharged Coyote, this little 2.5-inch hole is not enough. So what we're gonna do is take and open it up a little bit, kind of mimic the slots in the grill, kind of give it that look, and then take and find some kind of mesh around here and put it in behind there. Maybe paint it, something like that, give it a little bit of character because you can see through there, but make sure we can get enough air to that engine that we need because it's gonna be a monster. So it's time for the exhaust on the F100, the MF79. And just as mean as it is, we need a badass exhaust. We all looked at your comments and we're super excited. Y'all agreed NASCAR boom tubes too. So what we're gonna do is take our MagnaFlow performance stuff and then just kind of make our own exhaust under here. I mean, nothing's new, it's all cool. So we're gonna come off the headers, throw some V-bands on there, come in the down pipes, go into an H pipe, and then we're gonna turn it out right in front of the tires and go into some NASCAR boom tubes. Man, I cannot express how excited I am that y'all chose this. So let's get after it. We like the two NASCAR boom tubes, but here's the thing: we're gonna make them in-house.
You're not buying them?
Specifically,
what?
You're gonna make them.
Okay.
So I've made a few of them before. Give you some pointers. Cut this bad boy in half, get it direct, and then what we'll do is we'll take one side and pie it.
Okay.
It'll get us out to whatever width we want. I say just a 3-chamber, maybe like 3-inch. So figure out what that is. Wedge your first plot. That'll give us where we need to land in there, and then we can build the rest, which we'll pie it, and then we'll fill it with plate. But we'll get that guesstimate once I get the exhaust out to you.
Yeah.
But for now, you can go ahead and start doing that.
Just making the outers.
Yeah, so enjoy cutting this big old giant pipe in half. It's gotta be perfect.
We can weld it.
Yeah.
It's metal.
It's gonna look really good. It's gonna be super loud. That's the thing. Coyotes are already loud. They kind of don't sound good, but we might as well put a megaphone on it.
Yeah, but we have a lot of sounds getting inside the cab. If you roll the windows up, turn the AC on, it might be okay.
It's not our problem.
It might be okay. Now you might be thinking, is this a boom tube? Because it don't look like it. But I'm gonna put another sheet metal right here, and then we have our foundation for the boom tube. Then we can baffle it on the inside so it can shoot out the boom there, shoot out the boom there, and right there. All the booms. Got one more to make, and then give it to Josh so he can finish it out.
So we got to the back side of our mufflers. Now it's time to take and turn these out where we can get into our tips. This is a really big exhaust. We're running 3-inch on here. There's not a lot of room, so we're gonna try to keep it as tight as we can right here. That way when we go into the boom tubes, it's just nice and sleek right at the bottom of the, the quarter panel. So fingers crossed we can figure something out in here. Kind of play like a jigsaw puzzle or whatever.
So, as you can see, our boom tubes, I put a little bit longer length on them. You might be wondering why. You can make them longer, and then you can do Richard's famous baloney cut. And then match it up with the body line. So, as you can see on this side, Already did that, matched it up, centered it out in the hole, and then cut it. So we're gonna clean it up just a tad bit, maybe add another weld on the end so the chambers on the inside aren't rattling or moving around. But now I just gotta copy it on that side and then have Josh weld that thing up, and that'll be it. Booming.
Alright, so the exhaust is done. The truck is down on its brand new gunning wheels. Thanks, gunning, by the way. These are awesome. But we want to get it out of the lift to where we can really get the height adjusted, get it all squared up, get the hood on, and plus we really just want to hear this exhaust.
What do we got to do left? Just the wheels from JTX. We go get those, put the hood on. We need to get a good driving tune on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
do we have him booked?
No, we're waiting on the wheels. But I figure we're going in the morning, so we can go ahead and book him for tomorrow afternoon.
Possibly.
I mean, we're gonna be cutting it close if we don't. Because what, Bonus is in 3 days, 2 days, something?
Trace days. Trace Dios.
Well,
Dios. Leave it to Kenny to correct my Spanish. We finally made it out here to JTX Forged. He's cutting us some wheels for the MF79, and it's not really that far out here, but it's a long damn ways. I'm a city boy. This is the country.
That's good. You've been in a few machine shops in your life, I'm sure. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, this is impressive.
Clean,
That's
right?
a lot of machines.
Clean for a machine shop.
I'm picky about that. You've seen my shop.
Mm-hmm.
It gets messy at the end of the build, and that's about it. So what's the big wheels you're making now? What's the biggest?
30 inch.
30 inches? Okay.
yeah. What does that block? What does it weigh at first?
150 to 180 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you start with a square, or with a block.
Some.
It's not already down to a certain size.
Some. A lot are like this.
Okay.
This is out of polish, ready to go. That's going in the machine.
You polish them before you mill them.
Yes. And then polish them after you mill them.
That's a massive operation, dude.
It is.
I want to see the welder before we leave, because
Yeah, we're gonna go do that.
that board tech is cool looking, dude.
We're gonna go do that.
So like something you've got designed that you already sell, that you already sell, say a set of those.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take to make a set? 'Cause you're already programmed, you're in the computer.
Once they're out here.
Yeah.
Once they're out here, each wheel's in there for 2 to 5 hours, I would say, in that area. Each wheel. And then they go to finish. Then they go to final polish, caps, box, that whole process. And we'll walk through that whole
No, I want to see it all. That's why I came.
Yep. 28s, 30s, mainly cut on these bigger machines in here. You can see there are bigger wheels.
That's a huge wheel.
Yeah.
How many wheels you turning out a day?
That's a good question.
I ain't gonna hold you to it.
That's a good question. No, I mean, once you add it up, how many sets go out of here in a week to the wheels? 50 wheels move a day.
Wow.
This is the biggest thing. A lot of people always say when they come visit, how do you find these guys? This is what they do all day.
Yeah.
They got a buffer in their hand all day, polishing. All day.
They don't make machines for that. They do, but they're just expensive.
How the wheels turn out in the end with this,
It's better.
hands are touching the wheels all the way through. That's different. Who else is doing, you know, like who, that end of it, the attention to detail all the way through the build of the wheels.
Well, it's all hands, it's all American. I mean, that's what's badass.
Yeah, that's all of us. We're in here from start to finish building the wheel, all the way. When we get back here, they're inspecting the wheels, wiping them down, the finals. It's getting touched. We got three guys on this table that will check off each wheel before it goes in the box.
Quality control is outrageous, man. I love it.
These are going to powder, obviously. That's why they're sanded and whatever, but they're getting done gloss black. So they'll
do the powder here?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Nope. Plans are drawn. Building's it's coming soon.
Yes.
Coming soon. And then back here, welder, true, tables, all of it. Use that table to heat barrels, to expand the barrel to drop the centers in. Okay. Centers are dropped in on this table, like barrel will come here, boom, drop the center in, cut the air on, cool the barrel off. Once the barrel cools, it suctions around that center, and it's tight. You can't really, can't get it out. And then it goes to the true. Okay. This machine, they're spinning it, got an air hammer on it to move the center a little bit to make sure that wheel's true and straight. And then it goes to the welder after that. Yep.
Alright, so one thing I've got to ask. I seen skid marks wheels powder coated before they were welded. I'm a welder. I don't understand how that's possible without popping that powder coat, dude.
It's taped off.
It's still heat though. I was blown away. I was like, damn, it's already powder coated.
That's rad.
Josh 5.0 right here.
Yeah.
Even he's laughing.
So like, these got stuck. Just stuck. No weld.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that center ain't. I mean, it's not going anywhere.
That's wild.
And you can almost feel in the barrel a little bit where that center. Yeah.
Damn.
How long have you been in business?
We've been doing this a little over 5 years. Right at 5 years.
This is a hell of an operation for 5 years. This is rad.
Some brands you can feel that bulge a lot more.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. And I don't like that because I feel like it distorts. So that's all in machining to how that's going to sit, and if it's going to bulge it out, if he takes 1,000, 100,000 off the center more in the machine around the outside of the wheel. So you know how many of these we ruined before we got it right?
Oh, I can imagine.
Well, I'm sure you recycle all the cuttings and any mess ups, everything gets recycled.
All of it. We added, there's a bunch of additions that happened, but we added this warehouse over here recently for the two-piece, for the, put stock on the shelves, all that stuff. But once you get back here, you get to see some of the, those are all two-piece barrels, the welded in centers. And that's what I was talking about. That's 150, I mean, that chunk is just nasty.
That's it?
That's a 24-inch wheel center, yeah. Concave wheel center, 24 for a two-piece wheel. That's what it starts as.
What?
Yeah. That's the back pad of the wheel back there. Like that's the back side of the wheel.
Yeah.
And then those have been machined down. You see those that are nice.
Yeah.
Those were those. Those two are the same thing.
Wow. I gotta say, this is freaking a lot of wheels, man.
Yeah. That's one thing I gotta say. There ain't a room here that was dirty. Even the polishing room.
Hold on.
Oh, is this us? Roll.
That's you.
That's you.
Come on, man.
Let's do what we think.
What? Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's going to work just fine.
That'd be good.
Money.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it.
That's on it.
I wasn't going to do it. I didn't want to call it out.
Are you kidding me? They're going to stay braided? Are they going to
Yeah.
Just like my Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is this a front or
That's gonna look really sexy on there. And we got them just in time for Fantasy Truckers. Tires are laying there, including an extra set of rears.
Including?
What's that for?
What do you need an extra set of rear tires for?
Well, hell, I don't know. Might need to do some test and tuning. But no, that's badass, man.
Yeah. Thank you. They look good.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
Get you some of that. For the first time ever, we let the crowd out there in the old interwebs decide what we were going to build, how we were going to build it, how we were going to power it, and what its general style was going to be. So let me introduce you to the MF79. Get you some of that. You out there think that my deadlines aren't real. Well, I can tell you right now they are. I gave these guys 35 days to build this truck the way that you out there in the interweb expect it, and I built in a little buffer because I know sometimes things can just go wrong. But 38 days later, and the day we need to leave for Fantasy Truckers, this truck is done. Why don't you tell them about it?
All right, guys, so let's jump into MF79. Dude, just for starters, we stripped it all the way down to the chassis. Cut the front clip, cut the rear clip, put a full Ride Tech suspension underneath here, box chassis. I mean, it's pretty much a race chassis underneath there. Then we'll move up to the front. Supercharged Gen 3 Coyote, T56 Magnum transmission into a carbon fiber drive shaft. I love saying that. A built Curry rear end, 35 spline axles, big oversized wheelwood brakes. I mean, dude, drivetrain and chassis on this is a monster.
We got all the power and we got all the stopping we need. We got to be able to get it down on the road, and we used Continental Contact Sports and wrapped those around some custom JTXs. Actually, the first pair, he's going to start offering now. You can get some. We had System X here doing some other stuff, so we went ahead and had them coated, and these things are slick and they look good going down the road.
All right, and for the interior, I mean, it's a complete restoration slash kind of modern age vibe. We wrapped a bunch of stuff in suede. I mean, badass billet shifter, and then onto the gauges. We're talking about full digital. Got rid of all the analog, digital speedo, digital RPM, big screen radio so you can have your GPS, AC. I mean, it's like a modern car in here, dude.
All right, so getting into the interior, I told the guys that I wanted it tastefully redone. So we stripped it all out, got everything painted in the color to match the engine compartment, and then we reached out to our guys, Marsh over at NTX, put in a killer stereo system with a big screen, GPS, subwoofers, you name it. This thing thumps just as much as the motor does. TMI, we got with them on the bucket seats. We've got our custom handle for our 6-speed transmission. But the coolest thing I like about the MF79, when you start it up, well, it's got a picture of me. Woohoo! So we had a few keyboard whippers out there sitting in their mom's basement wearing their Gas Monkey shirt, bitching about the fact that we didn't paint it and that we were lazy because we left it patinaed. But we don't leave cars patinaed because we're lazy. We leave cars like this and trucks like this patinaed because they have the right look. They have the right patina. This isn't a rusty piece of shit that we threw an old junkyard motor in. This truck deserves to look like this because all of the coolness is right down the middle, on the engine compartment, on the inside, and especially putting power to the ground. And we don't need paint because you know what? We're going so fucking fast it'd fly off anyways. So, if you're pissed off about the patina, go upstairs and ask your mama to make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All right, so there you have it. You know all about it. Now we're gonna go show it off. That's what I do best. That place got a burnout pit?
Oh yeah, the burn hub, dude.
Woo-hoo! We're gonna need more tires.
rev the ever-loving piss out of everything, which I love.
All right, so this is my favorite thing, is unveiling the truck to a crowd, and finishing this truck was 100% based on making sure we were here at Fantasy Truckers for this event. And I can't be more proud of my guys. I gave them 35 days to make this beat up ass old farm truck into something really cool. You guys out there in the old interwebs told us what to do with it, so we did exactly as we were told. It's pretty badass. Josh and Kenny and the rest of the team just killed it. This thing it's a beast. It's a little bit scary. It's a lot of bit fast, and I can't be more proud of it. The people out here are loving it, and we're gonna take it out to the Burnout pit in a minute. I'm gonna let Josh do all the honors because, well, I haven't even driven it yet, and I like to have a little seat time before I get stupid.
I've only drove it once.
Well, that's one more time than me.
All right, I'm down. You know I ain't scared. We'll do it.
You ain't scared. But hell of a crowd out here. I hear tell that there's like 76,000 people and trucks from all over the nation, and we're holding our own. We got Skid Mark out here. We got the MF79. We got the Dolph wrapped Demon 170. It's hot is one thing, but it's Texas and it's May. And second thing is I got cold beer in the Suburban over there with my own driver, so I get to get loaded and you get to do some burnouts.
I'm okay with it for once.
You are?
Yeah.
All right, see you later. Don't be loud.
I love the patina too.
It's a little bit of fun, for sure. But it turned out nice, and it's fast. It's a beast.
You ready to do some burnouts or what?
I think I'm gonna let Josh do it, but I'll watch.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't want to hit a bunch of walls or anything.
I think the walls are pretty hard to hit here. It's pretty big.
Well,
I don't know. It could be a challenge.
Woodward Dream Cruise, I was drag racing Leah Pritchett, and I hit the wall.
Right now, Richard, if the tire's spinning, that's not going to help you with it. Oh, don't be doing that. Well, we'll see. I think Leah's going to win this if he's spinning his tires, Richard. Oh, well, arms come down. Okay, Rawlings is doing a heck of a smoke show, but yeah, Leah's pulling out ahead. Whoa! Oh, Richard. Well, it's a drag strip, and that's what those concrete blocks are for.
It happens.
The nerves have started hitting, but we're gonna go send MF79, see what it can do, see if we can impress the crowd, and stay off the walls. Nerves is heavy. We're lifting up, though. So let's go have some fun, bro. think that's a damn good way to end off a show with these guys. So,
hell yeah!
Monkey Sturgis 2024, we had a blast. I cannot wait till next year. Let's go finish watching them because they'll do this shit for like another 10 minutes.
Bandus e Truckus for us in the books.
It was pretty fun, dude.
How was it after I left? I mean, I had a blast, but I needed to get home for some husbandly duties.
It was pretty fun. I just started noticing there's asphalt in the fenders even.
So how did it perform in general?
Awesome. Very easy. The reverse line lock switch worked. It ate the tires like it was nothing. I let up a little bit because Chris was really stressing about his wheels. I didn't want to blow the tires, and when I tell you it was barreling smoke out. The whole back still covered in rubber, which I got to clean.
I know, I saw some of the videos, but we came all out in one piece, right? We didn't need any walls?
Nope, no walls. We actually found a piece of somebody's tail light in the bed a while ago. I took a picture of it.
There's still a long tread left.
Oh yeah. I was being cautious. Knowing my luck, something would have blown. I would have trashed a wheel.
Rattles, screw up, double shifts, anything?
The boom tubes kind of boomed themselves apart.
It was freaking loud. I revved it while we were sitting there once, and in the booth, and yeah, it's a little much.
So, as I was creeping into the pit, I put it in second, and I kind of just clutch dumped it to take off. And everybody in that little VIP container said that they knew what truck it was because of how fucking loud it was. They said it was like reverberating in there, which is super cool, but.
Well, I think that we get rid of the boom tubes now that we've proven the point. And let's see if we can route another small MagnaFlow under there and then come out with just a nice round tip right here.
Super clean.
Just super clean and nice.
Okay.
I don't want to run it all the way to the back because I still think we want a little bit of that style, a little bit of that rumble. But we've got one small compact MagnaFlow up there already, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Well, maybe we can loop in another or one of their smallest double inlets and be done.
Okay. Yeah, we got enough room down there for that, and I definitely, yeah, you're 100%. You need it because even like, dude, the inside of this cab is super sealed up. Like, this is a very nice driver. But it is so loud still with that exhaust. It's unreal, dude.
That's super cool. I'm glad everything worked. Usually on the first shakedown, we have some problems.
Well, I was talking to Zach and Lacey, and they was like, why are you nervous? I was like, the only time we've drove this truck is that we took it and did a photo shoot and loaded it on a trailer and brought it out here. I was like, we haven't really shaken it down. And they're like, what? I was like, cross your fingers, hope for the best.
That's why Gas Monkey shakes it down like you're supposed to. And that's why I did just fine. That is badass. All right, cool. Well, button up what you need to, style up the exhaust, yell at me if you want me to look at it before you start welding, and let's decide what we're gonna do with it.
The truck is pretty damn impressive. It literally blew the rear tires off. Like, I was pretty excited about that. I feel for Josh because I know he was nervous. It was the first time that the truck had even been out. Probably, I mean, we didn't even test drive it, so really first time it ever got driven or beat on like we like to do. So I know he was nervous, he was afraid of wrecking it, and honestly I was afraid of him wrecking it too because it's not an easy fix if he did, but he didn't. It came out really good. He went out there, he represented like he should have. All the other guys got in the ring and they were doing stuff around him. It was pretty damn cool.
So we changed the exhaust a little bit on the MF79, the big old giant boom tubes, as like Ricky likes to call them, the clap cannons. They were just a little bit too much. They actually blew themselves apart, but we went to a dual muffler setup, something more quiet. We really want this thing to be nice to drive and still kill it, so let's see what it sounds like. Got a feel it's still gonna be loud though.
chode cannons?
Yeah, we went from clap cannons to chode cannons.
Chode cannons, I think, quieted it down a lot.
Well, as nice as it is, I think the next move, because this thing does drive so nice, the interior is so nice, AC, everything, I think we need to put power steering on it. The manual's just a little heavy. It's not bad, but dude, if this thing had power steering, I'm not so sure that Richard even want to get rid of it. It drives that good.
Well, what kind of power steering are you thinking?
I mean, this is Mustang 2 front end, so we'll just have to go see. I mean, I think that the
one or what?
No, I think it'd be just fine, just a normal.
Power rack?
Yeah, power rack, yeah. I mean, it's a factory Coyote motor. Don't the trucks got power steering? Like, they're not electric. It is electric? Well, it sounds like we're gonna have to figure out a power steering situation.
Hey man, electric power steering is pretty cool. Here's the thing.
EPS.
Well, Richard says he doesn't like electric power steering.
He 100% says he doesn't like it.
Because he doesn't know. So what if we put it on there and he doesn't know? And then he drives it and he's like, man, this is a lot better with power steering. Then he'd be like, bam, bitch, electric power steering.
So you're expecting us to do a day's worth of work on this front end and him not walk back here?
I'll keep him busy. I'll pretend like I'm fucking up a bunch of shit over there, and I'll keep him off y'all's asses.
All right, well, let's get him out to listen to it, and then yeah, we'll make a decision on that and try to find a kit. But I think it's warmed up a little bit. I kind of want to hear it.
Just tell him you need to put power steering on it, and don't tell him what power steering.
Yeah. Ricky, what?
That's what I'm standing back here for. I'm waiting on some revs, Josh.
So it's still pretty fucking loud.
Yeah, it gets grumpy when it needs to. I like it.
That has a lot better sound though to it. That's a really raspy, instead of that loud, it's like it sounds mean right now.
Yeah, but it's weird though. It sounds like an old school Ford with a healthy motor in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's got that old sound to it. Like a 351.
Like say it.
It does not sound like a Coyote.
Then we're winning, baby.
Well, there you have it. The MF79 in all its glory. Truly a one-of-a-kind fan-chosen masterpiece. Now, I know Josh said that it's so nice Richard might keep it, but after a lot of thought and a hell of a lot more garage beer, Richard has decided it's time to let the MF79 spread its tires shredding wings and find a new place to call home. Its next stop is rolling across the block at the world-famous Barrett-Jackson car auction. So while its story ends here at Gas Monkey, it is just the beginning for whoever gets the keys to this absolute monster. And to whoever wins, you better drive the shit out of it. Get you some of that.